I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's analysis of the news. We have some sad news from Nigeria and Africa. The city of Jos, violence has led to 6 Christian pastors being killed and 40 churches burned to the ground. According to this story, came out December 11th in Compass Direct News, and that would be compassdirect.org. The murderous rioting sparked by Muslim attacks on Christians and their properties on November 28th and 29th left 6 pastors dead, at least 500 other people killed, and 40 churches destroyed. More than 25,000 persons have been displaced in the 2 days of violence, according to the National Emergency Management Agency. What began as an outrage over suspected voter fraud in local elections quickly hit the religious fault line that quakes from time to time in this city located between the Islamic North and the Christian South, as angry Muslims took aim at Christian sites rather than at political targets. Now that's important to understand. Because of the election, which was political, you would think that those who were distraught over the possibility of voter fraud would go after the politicians. Not so. They went after the Christians, who had nothing to do with the politics. Police and troops reportedly killed about 400 rampaging Muslims in an effort to quell the unrest, and Islamists shot, slashed, or stabbed to death most of more than 100 Christians. Among the Christians killed was Joseph Yari of the Evangelical Church of West Africa. That's ECWA, Evangelical Church of West Africa. The Angwin Clinic at Tudunwada in Jos. On November 28th, his wife, Mary Yari, told Compass News that he had returned from his workplace along the Abraham Taiwo Road. Said that he was going to a Baptist church that the Muslims were setting on fire. Shortly after my husband left, she said, I heard these anguished cries, only to be told that my husband had been shot dead on the premises of the church. Her grief notwithstanding, she said she had forgiven the killers, as they were, quote, ignorant of the crimes they have committed because they do not know Jesus Christ, end of quote. The Reverend Emmanuel Kari, pastor of the Christ Baptist Church in Tudunwada, told Congress Direct News that Joseph Yari died helping other Christians who repelled Muslim fanatics bent on burning down his church building. Yari was standing beside my wife when he was shot by Muslims, Reverend Kiari said. In addition to Yari, who was killed, there were also 3 other Christians who were shot, and 2 died instantly. Among the 6 slain pastors was the Reverend Ephraim Mesak, pastor of the Evangelical Church of West Africa in the Rikos area of Jos, who had moved his family out of harm's way and was returning to the church premises when Muslim fanatics attacked and killed him. Reverend Mesak was buried on Sunday, December 6th. A Church of Christ in Nigeria leader, Chalyap area, identified as Pastor James, was killed in the rioting that left Jos skies covered in smoke, as was the Reverend Bulus Tetsu of the Assemblies of God Church. Names of the other 3 slain clergymen from Roman Catholic, Baptist, and Deeper Life churches were not readily available, but their deaths were confirmed. Among the 40 churches destroyed in Jos, the city in Nigeria, they said was the Evangelical Church of West Africa in Rikos, the Kanor Baptist Church, the Christ Baptist Church, the Nasara Baptist Church, the First Baptist Church, and the COCIN Church. That acronym stands for something. And then, of course, the ECWA, the Evangelical Church of West Africa, the Victory Baptist Church, the Deeper Life Church, and the Emmanuel Baptist Church. These were among the 40 churches that were destroyed. Other Christians killed by Muslims in the rioting, the church leaders said, were Anglican, from the Anglican Church, in southwest Nigeria who were on duty in Jos with a youth program, and they were also killed. And then we're told rioting erupted in Jos in the wee hours of November 28th, while results of local council elections held the previous day were still being awaited. In the November 27th elections, according to the reports, Muslims in Jos North who suspected vote fraud, specifically the late arrival of election materials to polling places, raised a lament. And by 1 a.m. on November 28th, Muslim youth had begun burning tires, schools, and churches. The killing of non-Muslims followed in the early morning. The Muslims began attacking Christians in various areas. At the end of 2 days, hundreds of persons from both sides of the religious divide were killed, and others injured and hospitalized as Jos University Teaching Hospital. They were taken to these hospitals. They were the Jos University Teaching Hospital, the Evangelical Church of West Africa Evangel Hospital, the OLA Hospital, and the Plateau State Specialist Hospital. More than 25,000 displaced persons have taken refuge in military barracks. This is what one of the Christian leaders said, quote, "We were greatly taken aback by the turn of events in Jos. We thought it was a political issue, but from all indications, it is not so." He said, "We were surprised at the way some of our churches and properties were attacked and some of our faithful and clergy killed. The attacks were carefully planned and executed. The questions that bog our minds are, why were churches and clergy attacked and killed? Why were politicians and political offices not attacked if it was a political conflict? Businesses and property of innocent civilians were destroyed," he added. Quote, "We strongly feel that it was not a political but a premeditated act under the guise of elections." Sad. We need to be praying for the Christians in Africa. They are undergoing severe persecution by Islamic militants. And this is true in many parts of the world. So let us continue to pray and pray that the Lord will come soon, take us out of here. Pray for the rapture. Things will get worse and worse. The economy across America is continuing to deteriorate, and you can only imagine what eventually could happen here in America as it has happened in other countries of the world. So please be praying, especially for the brothers and sisters in Christ in Africa and all of the difficulties that they are facing there. I feel that this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning of the worldwide revolution by Islamic militants, for the Quran says, "Kill the Christians and the Jews." It's in the book. That's all I can tell you. Not only do you need to get some hard money in hand, that is some gold. I don't know how much. I'm simply telling you what I feel is necessary in case hyperinflation sets in here in the United States. And by the way, it could domino. It could tumble into a drastic action, because most grocery stores only have 3 days food supply, and if the trucks can't take it to the grocery store, you can't buy it at the grocery store. So it's looked, and in fact, there's so many people being laid off and out of work in the past months, and the prospect is dim for the near future. They may not be able to buy any groceries anyway. So my saying is, it would be wise if you had about 3 months' supply of groceries laid up in your house, just in case. I'm J.R. Church. See you again tomorrow with our analysis of the news.